Good time of day that you're watching this. I had a great day of trading today. I could have done better, but that's the point, right? Keep moving forward. So, I didn't know what SPY was going to do last night at market close, and so I chose not to have a position. This morning I saw this gap up, which was nice. And then I saw this this doji here on volume, or sorry, not a doji, but you can see it's a shooting star. So put in this shooting star on volume, and let's see, that price was around 378, and I've put my tiny little chart here so that we can glance at the volume profile, since that's not available on STT. But you can see here that it's kind of at the bottom of the range there at 378, and it's under all of this volume. So when I see this shooting star that doesn't quite make it back, I'm thinking that it's gonna pull back. So I grabbed a put in here. I didn't even hold through this whole move. The price of my contract mooned, and so I took profit right away. Could have taken a lot more profit, but that's okay. No one ever blew up an account taking profit. So it comes down here, and at first, in the first couple minutes, it was a doji, and let me see if it was a doji on the 1 minute. Let's see that. No, it was not. So all this 5 minutes here was that dump. And then it just auto recovered. And I did consider, I left a little mark, I considered getting in at that time, but I chickened out, guys. I chickened out. And that would have actually been the move of the day. I don't know that I would have held through the whole trend. But, if I had grabbed a 378 call right there below 378 and just held it all day, gee whiz, I would have a lot of dollars right now, a lot more dollars than I have. But in all likelihood, if I'm being honest with myself, I don't think that I would have held it the whole time. I probably would have sold it this first doji here. So this second one, actually, it was at resistance with that volume profile right ahead. Let's see, 379. And if we look, 379, it was kind of in the bottom. It was pushing up against this. I mean, relatively speaking, there's a lot of volume there. We can change the color, maybe make it easier to see. So relatively speaking, there's kind of a lot of volume there in that 379. So it's up at 379, puts in this doji here, but I didn't pay attention to the volume. I grabbed a put, I cut right away. It continued, and then I cut. I felt kind of bad with this high volume doji here, but I still wasn't sure what was going to happen, and so I was waiting for a sign. And then there's this low volume doji again, and so then I was really getting excited. I really thought it was going to pull back, but it didn't. And then you have this high volume hammer, and this is kind of a hanging man, because you can see that most of the body of the candle is above this one, and it's kind of got that thin top, but it was high volume. So basically what happened is it opened here, it got sold down, people bought it back, probably all the people who missed this move bought it back up, but then there it was unsustainable after that. Um, and so I was thinking about grabbing a put in here, but again, I chickened out. I was feeling kind of unsure about all of it. I was watching the impeachment proceedings, and really, I should turn off my TV, or my proverbial TV while I'm trading. Uh, so then it comes back down here. I see this doji, again, low volume, kind of a hammer, but it's above VWAP. I grab a call, and I think, let me just double check. I'm pretty sure I sold that one right away for profit. Got it at 11.21. So, yeah, that one I made a small profit on. Could have made more on it. Wasn't very patient, and that's something that I'm wrestling with. And according to this, I sold it before I saw this trend reversal. So really, I don't have any excuse other than I took quick profits. So then it comes down, and one could argue that this shooting star here was a signal that it was going to come back down. Surely, if I had held this call into this shooting star, I probably would have taken it off right there. But again, low volume. We're starting to head into midday, I suppose. We're definitely out of the morning rush and into like an afternoon lull. And I think that everyone who was trading the SPY was probably watching the impeachment hearings. So kind of a lower volume after the morning rush. So then it comes back down. So this was a signal, but you can't put a lot of weight on it because it was very low volume. So, but it turns around at the top of that shooting star. So in retrospect, maybe it was more significant. But I want to look for things that were of more significant volume. So comes back down, and I'm still watching, and I see these three shooting stars form. And I'm thinking that if it holds support here, which was really close to this 379 level, it was close to the VWAP, and let's see, 379, it's in the bottom of the range. So I'm thinking that if it holds this support, then it's gonna go. And interestingly, the volume decreased, 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 which also means that no one's selling there. Because volume is both buying and selling. So there was no further selling power, or there was lighter and lighter selling force on this. And then we get the breakout on higher than average volume. I mean, I wouldn't say that was high volume. It's like slightly above average. It's like C plus volume. And so I tried to grab a call in here and I missed. I missed my shot. I wasn't quick enough. And it pushes Q. Yeah, it pushes. So this candle here looks like a reversal to me because I think I might have been premature in my assessment. I think that when I was reading it, so to speak, the candle was a lot smaller. So you've got this like average volume, C volume, C volume, C volume, A minus volume, and you have a pretty big move. So I'm thinking that, well, first of all, they pulled it out of this channel, right? They're in the 370 or the 380 zone now. It's a whole new ball game. Yeah, I mean the highest high was 381.50. You got 381 just below that, and did we make it to 381? Oh, yeah. So we really had a nice little breakout today. Oops. We really had a nice little breakout today, and it broke out of the volume channel, which was kind of stuck between 377, 380, and you get this blow off, shorts pooping themselves little move. And it's funny because I mean it's the SPY. It moved uh, it moved 50 cents. So I haven't been studying this ETF, this index fund, long enough to know if this is the standard short squeeze, but I think it's funny either way. Anyway, I grab a put, I follow it down. Uh, SPY puts in this hammer on C volume, and so I think it's going to reverse. It does reverse. Comes over here, and at this point I'm getting fatigued. I am aware that I'm fatigued. And just from concentrating too long, from not walking away, from watching friggin' television, news, the news. Um, so I grab a put. I'm thinking this guy here, this shooting star, is going to be a reversal signal that follows this signal and follows the trend. I think, yeah, it wasn't then yet, but maybe on the 15 or the 30-minute chart, I thought that I spotted something. Um, but I had very little energy left, very little conviction, and I sold it right away, I believe, for break even. Yeah, for break even. So it probably cost me 65 cents to make that trade. And then I'm still just kind of casually watching. You can see I didn't make a note here. That's because I didn't notice it. I didn't think anything of it. I actually thought that it would break down here, but in retrospect, it was a breakout, so it makes sense that this support held. And then the next move was of significant volume right here. Looks like they probably squeezed the bears again, and good for them. Popped up here, I saw this doji, I grabbed a put, and then it fell down right away. If I had maybe maintained some conviction. This 2 minutes, I was in this for 2 minutes, it felt like an hour. And I made a small amount of money on it. I just was not concentrating anymore. Well, it looks like I made a note about the volume down here too. So you've got rising volume and you have rising price action, but then this candle here has the most volume but the least action. So that told me it was about to reverse. And let's see, can I use this hammer as an excuse for getting out? 221 is when I got out. Yeah, so no, I can't even use this hammer as an excuse. Um, I just didn't have the conviction, which is a shame because it turns out I was right, you know. This is at a resistance level. It's a doji. It's got this very telling volume, and maybe it doesn't reverse and dump right away. It's not a penny stock. Um, they're not about to put out an offering, but it was a great sign of things to come, and the SPY followed that prediction pretty well. It wasn't a complete reversal. We're still definitely trending up. I didn't want to be in overnight because overnight risks with all the silliness going on right now. Anyway, in here I thought about grabbing a put. This reversal, this candle confirmed the reversal. You know, this was the big mama yeller, and let us know that the reversal was coming. I thought about following the trend here since it was under resistance and was failing to break resistance and was having like a low volume push. I didn't have it in me. When this guy bottomed out here, where did it bottom out? Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought that the bottom line came to here, and maybe that's like on a different print or something. But in retrospect, this was really a key level. This was the thing that led to this breakout, in my opinion. And so when this came down, I think that it would have been fair to risk the tops of these candles here. I grabbed a call. I was going to hold it overnight, and I grabbed it because I saw it because of this candle. And I was smart. I didn't pay full price for it. I waited for the dip, the inevitable dip. I grabbed it, and then I sold it right away. Again, I was just out of capital, out of mental emotional capital. So that was my day in trading. I'm proud that I was able to identify this level really well. I mean, it's pretty clear between the volume profile and the resistance. Old resistance becomes new support. So, and I'm proud that I was able to identify this number. Again, you know, it's not magic. I just figured that this was going to be an important level. These candles were confusing to me because I really felt like this should have been a reversal. This should have been a reversal. This was a reversal, actually, so I just chickened out in this candle somewhere. Just signs. They're just signs. And, you know, ships this big don't turn on a dime very often. They do, but not that often. So I'm enjoying myself. It was a very relaxing trading day, but not a relaxing news day. So anyway, thank you so very much for watching. I hope that your life is amazing. I hope that you are a cool person and continue to be so. I wish you the very best in your trading and technical analysis. If you haven't already subscribed, you know where the button is. If you want more stuff like this, subscribe, and I'll keep doing it. I'm going to keep doing it anyway. All right, anyway.